This is my recap of Southern Charm Season 1, Episode 8, The Third Man. I apologize for my appearance. I am not feeling very Southern Charming, but such is life. That's how this Tuesday is rolling. So the episode starts out exactly where the last one ended. They actually even re-show the last couple seconds of last week's, and they go right into it. So Craig's like, you slept with 3 people at this table, and she's like, you tell me who, and he's like, I don't have to say who, and she's like, get out of my house, and it's not your house, and both of them are pretty immature. So Craig leaves, Catherine leaves, unfortunately I guess her car is being towed. T-Rav's like, I don't really know what I'm going to do, and they're like, dude, she's your girlfriend, you probably should have done something. Anyway, so she has no way to get home, so she comes back in, and he's like, I'm sorry I didn't stick up for you, and all that. Next day, Shep and Craig meet, and Craig's saying how, he's my friend, I've got to tell him the truth, and Shep's like, he's your friend, you keep your mouth shut. Which I do kind of agree in the sense that standing up in the middle of a dinner and saying, you know, you slept with 3 people at this table is not really, he's not doing that really to help out Thomas. He was doing that because she made a dig at him. So he made a bigger dig back under the guise of helping out Thomas. The truth is it was really about him. If Thomas comes to him and says, hey man, what's your opinion? I don't know what to do. Then you give your opinion. You don't lie. You just don't necessarily chase him down, knock him to the ground and say, this is what I think of Catherine. That's just my opinion on how you handle these things. Anyway, 2 big things happen. One, they're going to a farm for sort of a group weekend. It's first going to be the guys. They're going to go hunting on this farm. They refer to it as a plantation, which I didn't know people really referred to anymore. But Shep referred to it as a farm. Next day, all the gals are coming. That's going on. But first, Thomas is going to meet Catherine's family. They go over. They have a family prayer song, which I've never heard of before, but that's cool. I'm a fan of tradition. I'm a fan of prayer. They go over, meets the family. The family seems okay with him. Afterwards, the dad kind of pulls him aside, has a little discussion, says, basically, age is not a big deal in our family. Dad's sister married someone 40 years older. It doesn't really affect me. Just be nice to my girl. So that looks like that's pretty much okay. I love that Catherine's grandmother has to have subtitles. That just kind of, I don't know why that kind of cracked me up. Like, it wasn't that you couldn't understand her. I don't know why they had the subtitles on there. Cameron shows Whitney an apartment. I think it's lovely. He's like sniffing at the furniture. Like, is this Restoration Hardware? And I was kind of like, is that a bad thing? Like, okay, okay. Maybe because it's not all like authentic 400-year-old antiques. But truthfully, Restoration Hardware is more expensive than actual antiques. Just so you know, if you're shopping, antiques are pretty dang cheap. Even like high quality antiques are cheaper than like, or anyway, go check it out if you don't believe me. Anyway, he kind of sniffs at the apartment because it comes furnished, and he's like, okay, I'll take it. I think it's beautiful. I'd live there in a second. I wouldn't even sniff about the furniture. I'd keep it. I'd be happy. That's just me. So all the guys, this is including JD, so it ends up being JD, Craig, Shep, Whitney, and Thomas all go out to Shep's farm out there. They're going to go hunting. Thomas cannot go because he's a felon. He cannot be around guns, so he's going to sleep in. Everybody else goes out. I was actually kind of surprised that they showed hunting. They didn't show anything being shot, but I was kind of surprised, but good for them. I mean, that's where our meat comes from. Every meat comes from an animal, so I don't have any problem with hunting at all because, you know, people eat the meat. Like 98% of hunters eat the meat that they shoot. If you're not eating the meat, I got a real problem with you. But that's a whole separate rant. Anyway, next, later on the day, Danny, Cameron, Jenna, and Catherine all come out. And on the way, Catherine talks about how she really thinks they're going to get married. I'm pretty sure, the way Cameron asked it, I had a hard time, but I'm pretty sure that they more or less asked, are you using protection? And she said no. That's right. Like, is that what was happening? It wasn't totally clear, but basically they kind of were like, wow, you know. And I really do think Catherine is head over heels for him. I really do. I don't necessarily know if it's wise, but I really think that she has genuine feelings and she wants him bad. Craig does not. Craig thinks that she has ulterior motives and it's all calculating. I haven't seen her to really be all that calculating. She kind of sees what she wants and she gets it. And sure, she's goofed off a lot with a lot of different guys, but I think she really sees Thomas as being the big catch. Once again, just my opinion. My vlog, my opinion. So we meet Robert, who runs the farm. Around here we call them ranch managers. I don't know if they call them farm managers there, but it's a pretty standard thing. They cook up a pig. Everybody has a great time. Thomas and Catherine are all over each other. They have a room. They go to it. They're going to snuggle in for the night. Thomas, real quick, has to get something out of the car. On the way out, he runs into Whitney. Ooh, windy out. Whitney says, "Hey man, I gotta be upfront about something. I gotta be honest." And Whitney has been uncomfortable for several episodes now. Ever since the allegations came up of him and Catherine, we knew something happened, because you don't tell someone to not throw you underneath the bus and never talk about what happened unless something happened. So Whitney's been really uncomfortable. It's pretty clear. Sits Thomas down and he goes, "Yeah, we hooked up." And he's like, "Oh man." And end of episode. So there we go. I'm still working my way through these, and I will see you guys soon.